യൂണിറ്റ് 5 നെക്സ്റ്റ് ടോപ്പിക്കാണ് മീനിങ് ഓഫ് ഡെപ്റ്റ് സെക്യൂരിറ്റീസ്. ഓക്കെ, ഡെപ്റ്റ് സെക്യൂരിറ്റീസ് മീനിങ്ങിനകത്ത് ഡെപ്റ്റ് സെക്യൂരിറ്റീസ് ആർ നെഗോഷ്യബിൾ എക്കണോമിക് ഗാഡ്ജറ്റ്സ് മീനിങ് ഓവർ ദ കൗണ്ടർ ലീഗൽ പൊസിഷൻ ഈസ് effortlessly transferable from one proprietor to over the counter. Bonds over the counter maximum not unusual form of such security. Over the counter or over cover the counter a contractual agreement among over the counter borrower and lender to pay an agreed upon rate of interest on the principal over a period of time after which pay off over the counter foremost at maturity. Bonds may be issued by means of over-the-counter government and non-government entries. Over-the-counter may be to be held in the diverse forms. Ordinary system consists of fixed price bonds and zero coupon bonds, floating rate notes, favored inventory, and loan-backed securities are also example of debt securities. Over the counter, meantime, a bank mortgage is an example of non-negotiable economic tools. A debt security is a debt instrument that can be bought or sold between two parties and had basic terms defined such as notion amount, interest rate, and maturity and renewal date. Examples of debt securities include government bonds, corporate bonds, certificate of deposit, CD, CP. അതൊക്കെ ഇതിനകത്ത് പെടും. CP means commercial paper, municipal bonds, preferred stocks. Debt securities can also come in the form of collateralized securities such as collateralized debt obligation, CD, OS, collateralized mortgage obligation, mortgage-backed securities issued by the government, National Mortgage Association. How debt securities work. A debt security is a type of financial asset that is created when one party lends money to another. For example, corporate bonds are debt securities issued by the corporations and sold to investors. Investors lend money to corporation in return for a pre-established number of interest payment along with the return of their principal upon the bond maturity date. Main function of debt securities. Trouble date and difficulty rate. മെയിൻ ഡെപ്റ്റ് സെക്യൂരിറ്റീസിനകത്ത് വരുന്ന മെയിനായിട്ടുള്ള എന്താ പറയുക ഫങ്ഷൻസ് ഓഫ് ഡെപ്റ്റ് സെക്യൂരിറ്റീസിൽ ട്രബിൾ ഡേറ്റ് ആൻഡ് ഡിഫിക്കൽട്ടി റേറ്റ്, കൂപ്പൺ ചാർജ്, അഡൽട്ട്ഹുഡ് ഡേറ്റ്, yield to maturity, YTM. These are main functions of debt securities. Main function of debt securities include trouble date and difficulty rate, coupon charge, adulthood date, yield to maturity. Why put money into debt securities? Why put debt securitiesൽ എന്തുകൊണ്ടാണ് നമ്മൾ ഇൻവെസ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നത് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ why put money into the debt securities is a return on capital, regular flow of earnings from interest payment, approach for diversifications. Benefits of debt securities. Debt securities benefits. Debt market capitalizes and mobilizes over the counter price range over the counter economy. This market offer a platform to over the counter government, corporations and other bodies to the elevate finances. Once in a while, elevating equity turns into a very costly for over-the-counter corporate. In such a scenario, elevating cash through over-the-counter debt market is over-the-counter first-class feasible option. This marketplace gives fixed return to traders with lesser danger. Government debt market securities are much less risky than company debt securities. In the absence of over the counter assets of budget over the counter, central or country government takes over the counter help of this marketplace. It saves over the counter authority bodies from the tormented by any cash crunch. Debt marketplace securities sponsored by way of belonging get over the counter desire in comparison to different unsecured and business debt at the same time of liquidation. The money raised through this market enable over the counter business to boost its expansion and growth plans. Risk of debt markets. One in all over-the-counter disadvantages of this market is that it affords constant return to over-the-counter trade and completely ignore over-the-counter inflation rate. And its inflation can make over-the-counter actual go back falls all over cover the counter a report law. Over the counter, second one in disadvantage is inside our cover the counter case of untimely withdrawal or promote of over the counter market. Over the counter investor receive over the counter modern market bonds fees and not over the counter important quantity invested. It is viable that over-the-counter employer might lose its credibility and the over-the-counter bond charges may have fallen down. The trader will get a hard and fast hobby charge go back handy regardless of boom within the overcover the counter interest price inside overcover the counter market. For issuing authority, it's become very difficult to get a good crediting rate. Meaning of financial tool. Meaning of financial tool. Financial contraption or contract for financial property that can be purchased, traded, created, modified, or settled for in terms of contract over the counter to a contractual obligation between involved event all through financial device transaction. As an example, if a corporation have been pay coins for a bond and over cover, the counterparty is obliged to supply economic devices for over-the-counter transaction to be absolutely finished. One company is obliged to provide coins. Uh, Over the counter is obliged to provide over the counter bond. Simple example of economic contraption are check, bond, and security. There are generally three kinds of monetary contractions: coin, unit, derivative devices, and foreign exchange devices. Financial analysis is the process of evaluating business projects, budgets, and other finances related transactions to determine their performance and suitability. Typically, financial analysis is used to analyze whether an entity is stable, solvent, liquid, or profitable enough to guarantee a monetary investment. Key takeaways. If conducted internally, financial analysis can help fund managers make future business decisions or review historical trends for past success. Conducted externally, financial analysis can help investors choose the best possible investment opportunity. Fundamental analysis and technical analysis are two main types of financial analysis. Fundamental analysis used to ratio and financial statement data to determine the intrinsic value of security. Technical analysis assumes a security value is already determined by its price and is focused instead on trending value over time. Sorts of economic devices: coin devices, spin off devices, and foreign exchange devices. One is coin devices. Cash devices are the financial unit which value immediately inspired with over the counter condition of over the counter markets. The coin units over the counter two types: securities and deposits and loans. Securities, deposits, and loans are the two other coin devices. Securities is a safety is a financial device that has economic ties and is traded on the stock market, while purchased or traded in security represents ownership of part of publicly traded employer on the inventory exchange. Depository and loans. Each deposits and loans are taken into consideration. Coins, instruments, over-the-counter facts. Over-the-counter represents financial property that have few forms of contractual agreement between parties. Spin-off devices. Spin-off contraction are the financial gadgets. Spin-off is also financial gadgets which have value determined from underlying assets to get over the counter resources, foreign money, bonds, shares, and inventory indexes. Over the counter settlement for foreign exchange, ahead, destiny option, interest, sharp change. Foreign exchange instruments. Foreign exchange instruments spot outright forward foreign money swaps. Next term ആണ് treasury bill.